how is AI affecting your business acquisition?
Honestly, the answer is not much right now as of 2024, beginning of 2024. Like, I would love AI to do some of the diligence for me. Like, I actually don't really like the diligence process. It's a necessary evil. You have to go through it. But if you could have some sort of AI machine to run numbers, check ratios, and balances against industry norms, some sort of benchmarking, I mean, that would be a game changer. That would be amazing for someone to do. It will never replace human review for sure, but if they could do that initial grunt work, that would help me out a ton. So I'm looking forward to that being available one day. At the moment, it's not really helping. There are some services out there that I've experimented with in terms of lead generation that is AI based. So AI can scrape the internet in various different ways and pull data and collect it in a certain way. So there are services out there that you can use that will then help you on the kind of filling up your funnel with potential acquisition leads. So I guess I have played with it a bit, but I would say on the whole it's not taking a huge or having a huge impact on my acquisition business. And I think part of the reason for that is it's so relational. At the end of the day, we as humans try and systematize everything, and there's some benefit to that and some value, but ultimately me, buyer, you, seller, trying to come to an agreement of you going on to retirement and me taking over the baton and carrying on with your legacy in your business. You're not going to sell to a machine. I wouldn't. I want to sell to someone who I really like as a person, I connect with, and I think that their direction is where I'd want to be taking the business, and it's kind of that rapport element, and it's that human connection. So I just think people get so scared about AI. Yes, I'm excited about certain ways where that would help me in the acquisition process, but ultimately it's never going to replace everything. And I think that's the same, honestly, with jobs. So you didn't specifically ask me about jobs, but again, people get nervous about it replacing certain jobs. Yes, it will. I mean, it has to, but other jobs will be created as a result of this new technology. So I just think if you continue to have an abundant mindset rather than a poverty mindset with these new technologies, there'll always be new opportunities opening up as a result of new technologies.
The AI is not going to buy the business. You still have to buy the business. The actual entrepreneurs out there that are utilizing what it can give us, which is maybe a yes or no type of answer on whether or not they should buy this business. And then it's up to them from there to maybe reach out to the seller if they haven't already, and create that relationship, which AI is not going to do for you.
I mean, AI is going to have to be extremely advanced, much more advanced than it currently is in order to do the whole thing. I mean, yes, we've talked about it in terms of the numbers. It would be great if you could analyze the numbers and tell me if this is good in comparison to industry peers or not. But then there's several other factors here. Maybe it could run it against some typical financing benchmarks as well. That's good. But is it going to tell you who to hire as a company manager, or who's a good team to assemble? Not right now. There's too many variables there. I mean, you're going to have to pull that in from everywhere, and it's going to be different for every company. So a piece of technology isn't going to be able to do that. And so yeah, you're right. There's several factors that the AI won't be able to take the lead on, and then ultimately the decision maker has got to be you as a human, because you're taking the technology components and you're taking the human elements and you're mixing it all together and saying, on balance, I think this is worth taking a risk on, or no. And it's not the AI machine signing the personal guarantee as well on the loan. It's the individual. So ultimately, you've got to be. You can't just outsource everything to AI and say AI told me to do this. I mean, you have to be okay with the risk that you are taking on personally.
Are you involving a AI department?
That's a good question. It's always good to be proactive, not reactive.
Right.
We do use it somewhat in our businesses, but it's been very piecemeal, talking with the individuals with whom it may benefit. Hey, have you thought about using AI as a base for your copy? With that, you have to let them know the appropriate caveats. So my pet peeve on standard ChatGPT, and by the way, I'm not here saying I'm grateful for the technology. I think it's amazing. But right now, the default is lots of flowery adjectives. It sounds like an email. Let's just say ChatGPT writes you an email. It sounds like you're a first year, straight out of college, in a job where you're trying really hard to impress everyone. You're using words that are totally unnecessary, and if I get an email like that, like I'm just trying to cut to the chase. Like, what is the message here? Like, if I ever use ChatGPT to help me with copy, I have to ask it to cut out the flowery language. Please be direct and get me to the point as quickly as possible. And I just think sometimes you can see ChatGPT, for example, a mile off. And I know that's one form of AI, and then you've got all these other kind of ChatGPTs and other things out there which are really amazing. I mean, we've been playing with some of them, and I feel like there's a world out there that we haven't fully tapped into. But I have enjoyed bringing it in small doses just to kind of amplify, what we're already doing. And I think that's probably a sensible place to start. But I'm aware that, like, wow, there's a whole world out here, and we could really tap into some of this stuff.
And I'd say that's a good mindset to have, especially now, February 2024, AI. It's not fully replacing anything, but it's supposed to just be a tool.
Yeah, I mean, we were looking the other day at the GPTs that are specific to healthcare. Like, someone's created these GPTs where they've downloaded all the data that's a health professional on YouTube or anywhere on the internet has spoken, and you can ask it a health question. Like, is that helpful? Yeah, that is actually really helpful, but also it doesn't replace a doctor, like personalized care. But it is helpful to kind of summarize down what people are saying online, especially people who have provided great content for free.
How are you seeing it affect your business acquisitions?
I'm honestly not seeing it impact it that much at the moment. Not in the small business space of like earnings of, like $350K up to maybe $1 million of, EBITDA. Are there some lower middle market funds like at the top end of that range I gave you using ChatGPT and other AI in ways that I haven't thought about? Maybe, but I'm not really seeing it at the moment. It's still so much is relationship driven. I'm just not seeing it at the moment.
Who do you consult with on your AI department or expertise? Who are you looking up to or taking their advice?
Not the guys who are online the day after ChatGPT was released selling, courses on ChatGPT, who clearly are as inexperienced as the rest of us. Like, beware some of the gurus online, I think. I don't have an answer. My businesses are traditionally blue collar in nature. It involves so much work out in the fields, which we're proud to do. It's valuable goods and services that need to be done. AI just doesn't replace that.
Why do you buy what you do buy? One
of our criteria that we look at in our buy box or investment thesis, if you want to call it that, is low disruptability. That's really important to me because I don't want to. There's so much that I don't know, and there's so much that anyone going out to buy a business doesn't know, no matter what kind of ego they've got. And if I feel like disruption is coming to that industry, whether via AI or some other method, then I am less likely to go into that industry. I'm just thinking about risk. I want to go for stable industries that are going to be around for several decades, where we can provide people with good jobs, good careers for the long haul. So if I see disruption coming down the pipeline, I'm probably going to do a UE and go and look somewhere else. Like right now, we've got self-driving cars are coming to the market. So if you're a driver of some sort, I'm thinking those jobs might get replaced. And that can be drivers of cars, or it could be of trucks. I don't know how quickly that's going to come to market. Amazon warehouses are amazing automation machines, full of machines doing what used to be done by humans. Those types of manual labor jobs I can see again. If it's very systematized and organized in kind of warehouses or shipping logistics, like 3PLs, third-party logistics companies, maybe there'll be jobs replaced there. If I think to the type of businesses that we buy, though, like if I think about a toilet breaking, I don't see a robot anytime soon just showing up to your house and fixing your toilet for you. Will that happen in the future? Probably at some point, but like I think those have a much longer runway. I don't see AI putting on roofs. I don't see AI building retaining walls. Like there's so many really solid services that are necessary that I just don't see computers replacing anytime soon.